Hola mi gente, Joe Berto back with you at the Credit Card Connection. I'm so glad you can join me. So last week I had to take care of some personal business down in Florida, and I decided to take advantage of the American Express Platinum's $200 credit for their fine hotels and resorts collection. The process was pretty easy to do, but before I get into that, if you want to know anything about credit cards, finance tips, credit card benefits, and so on, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button because it really does help the channel. I'm trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of the month, and I could really use your help to get there. So let's jump into it. So I booked the JW Marriott Hotel at Bonnet Creek in Orlando, Florida, and that falls right between Epcot and it's closer to Disney Springs though. The process was simple. I decided to call Amex Travel instead of just booking it online at their portal. The representative was very helpful. She gave me a little bit of a description of the property, booked it for me. She said, look, the room is $394 a night, but you'll get your statement credit in about 2 days. And sure enough, 2 days later, I looked at my statement credit on the app and the $200 credit was there for the hotel. So in essence, the room itself was $194 before taxes and fees, okay? So it doesn't sound bad, right? Now, what did that get me? So I was able to check in at 12:30 because that's when I arrived at the property. Super simple process. Check in. They thanked me for being an American Express Platinum member. They told me they had a room available for me, a room upgrade actually on the ninth floor with a pool view, which was great. And they said, look, because you're a member, we're going to give you a few other perks. One being the $100 hotel property credit, the other being a special time. You have an hour of a block of time for a spa treatment. They also said I would get breakfast free for 2 people the next morning, and that I would be able to check out at 4 p.m. the next day. That was excellent. So, right away they made you feel special because you booked it through their fine hotels and resorts collection. And again, it was a great experience to book it, to check in, and the property was just stunning. Okay. The grounds were immaculate. The pool was large. They had a beautiful pool bar that were running the games on that Sunday, music in the background, tiki torches all over the place. I'll put pictures up behind me. But it was a great overall experience. It really did hit on all the senses, and they had their game on smash. Okay. There were several restaurants on the property, some that were more just seafood, some that were steak. I decided to use, it was called Illume, rooftop bar Asian infused restaurant, which overlooks the Epcot and Disney Springs. And the greatest thing was when we had dinner there, the fireworks go off at 9 o'clock. So it was great having dinner and drinks while you're overlooking the fireworks that Disney puts on for you for a show. So that was just a great experience altogether. Now, the spa experience was a nice bonus. I didn't expect this. When we got in, you have to follow like this menu where they tell you, okay, first you go into the sauna for 10 minutes, then you come out, then you go into this aromatherapy shower, and there's 3 different showers. One is Atlantic Ocean, the other one is Caribbean Ocean, and the other one is rainforest something, and the scents and smells were all different, and you were standing and the lights would change. So that was great. That was like a really cool experience. Then they put you into a relaxation room where you get to have tea or lemon water and snacks, nutritional snacks, organic and this and that. So that was all excellent. So I had no issues with that. The thing was also in that morning, and I'll put pictures as well, breakfast was included. If I had to pay for breakfast would have been $78 for 2 people. Now that sounds kind of pricey, but you have to see the spread. It was amazing. There was a ton of food. They did this breakfast buffet style in their larger restaurant. There was no wait time, easy in, and they would really do cater to you. Again, it's an upscale property, so I kind of expected that. What I didn't expect was what I'm going to get into now, which was some of the fees that I know they're fees, and I know we're looking at, this is the property and it's so expensive and so on. But here's what bothered me. So some of the fees were hidden. So separate from the other restaurants, the pool bar, for some reason, built in their gratuity without any note of that. So 2 drinks should have been like $40 or whatever, was 60 something, and then I gave them the additional tip because I didn't know the tip was included. So those two drinks were like New York City on a Saturday night prices. That's what that was there at the pool bar, okay, in a plastic cup. Parking. Now, we're not talking about New York City parking where parking is hard to find and you park in a garage, right? We know that that's expensive. But to pay $50, an eye-watering $50, where there's a ton of places to put the car, that was eye-watering. That one hurt. And then it was also the $40 resort credit that they threw on top of that, on top of all the other state and local taxes, on top of the hotel, whatever other fees that they had. So when everything, everything was great, but when you're checking out and they give you the folio for the hotel, it kind of smacks you in the face when you see these fees and that you got this discount and they offer you all these other things. It's still a hefty price tag. So before I even get into the finish off of the folio, the other thing to consider if you're going to use their fine hotel resorts collection is that you should not get the points, even if you're a member, let's say if it's Marriott or Hilton, according to them, because you're booking through a third party service, which technically this is what this is when you do it through Amex. However, maybe I got lucky, don't know, but when I checked in, I gave them my Marriott Bonvoy loyalty number. I also put as a hold for all the things that I was charging to the room, my Bonvoy business card on that. So I didn't use the platinum for the charges. I used my Marriott Bonvoy business. So I don't know if that's what triggered them that I did get the credit for the hotel stay. I got about 10 or 11,000 points for this particular stay. And that wasn't just on spend on the card. This was, I guess, on the room night that's there. So that worked for me, but I don't know if it's going to work for everybody if you're going to go, through this process and do the rooms through Amex. Now, for the fees, the hidden fees, and all that as well, when you hear my total in a minute, it's going to hurt a little bit. Now, would I do this again? I think I will, okay, because it renews every year. But I think what other people have said on YouTube and other creators, that it's probably better to be spent on rooms out of Vegas because you probably get more bang for your buck. And there's certain fees that may not be into the fees like I just got hit over the head with now in Orlando. But just be prepared to pay a lot of money. The perks are great and awesome, and the experience was wonderful. But be prepared for sticker shock when you check out and see your bill. My one night, and I'm looking at this now, cost me, and this is already including, they gave me the $200 statement. So this is in addition to that. So my one night came out to $587, which included the balance of the room, fees, and dinner, not including tips. So mi gente, it was a great experience, but it did come at a cost. Let me know if you've used, either the fine hotels and resorts or, any of the other perks having to do with stays from either Amex or any other hotel chain or any other credit card that you may have used in the past, let's say through Chase Ultimate Rewards. And let me know if that's worked for you, if you thought it was worth it, if you thought it was overpriced. I mean, the experience was great. Did not expect all that expense to come out. But, again, this is the first time I did it. I probably will use it again, but I'm not sure if it'll be at that same property. So as always, I thank you for watching. Until next time.